well, we didn't think would be coming this season, but one which has. And forgive me for saying this, but it does feel like 2022 all over again. Why? Because ahead of the start of the 2022 IPL season, MS Dhoni stepped down as the captain of Chennai Super Kings, and Ravindra Jadeja was named the skipper just a couple of days before the tournament was about to get underway. Fast forward 2024, Dhoni having won a fifth IPL title in 2023. Fast forward to this time, and now once again Chennai Super Kings are going to be led by a new captain. This time it is Ruturaj Gaikwad, and we've got the confirmation in very typical MS Dhoni fashion, not necessarily from himself, because more often than not we know he tends to be a little nondescript, tries to avoid the drama when it comes to such situations. We got the confirmation thanks to a tweet, incidentally, from the IPL. Why? Because they put out a tweet first off saying, presenting Chennai's captain Ruturaj, and tagging Ruturaj Gaikwad in that tweet. And what's more, if you look at the official, let's say, pictures that have been put out by the IPL, social media handles, wherein they've put the pictures which they normally put of all of the captains together posing with the trophy. You look at who it is, there are two players really who stand out like a sore thumb. One is Ruturaj Gaikwad, the other is Jitesh Sharma. And now Jitesh Sharma, very clearly in the tweet, has been referred to as the Punjab Kings vice captain. However, there is no indication whatsoever that Ruturaj is vice captain. No, he's very much the captain. So that is the big breaking news. Ruturaj Gaikwad has been named the skipper of the Chennai Super Kings, and it is, well, while it's a shocking decision, one that many of us had called in the past. I mean, when we were discussing who could be that player who would potentially lead CSK post the MS Dhoni era, we always said that Ruturaj Gaikwad was one player who many felt they were grooming for the captaincy role. Of course, I don't think anyone was expecting it to come in this particular season, because everyone now expected that, let's say, Dhoni would only continue, as long as he continued playing, he would continue being the captain for CSK. Obviously, that's not happened, and Dhoni will hope that this time around he can bow out from captaincy on a high, because again, many were expecting that he'd be done with captaincy in 2022 when Jadeja was handed the captaincy. Unfortunately, he didn't actually have a very good run as captain, Jadeja, and Dhoni eventually ended up taking back the captaincy in the second half of that season. Of course, that season was beyond salvaging, but Dhoni did win another title in 2023. This time around, though, it seems he wants to be done with captaincy. He has now relinquished the captaincy, and it is Ruturaj Gaikwad who is going to be leading the, he will be leading, let's say, the franchise at this point in time. So, how exactly it is that this goes about, how exactly is it that this particular, let's say, decision goes, that's something that remains to be seen, because again, if you're looking at how it went last time, as I said, bit of a disaster for CSK. They did need to, eventually go back to the MS Dhoni well, because it was pretty clear that Jadeja as a captain just not hacking it. Ruturaj, by the way, someone who does have, I think, a bit of captaincy experience when it comes to domestic cricket, but not much beyond that, and incidentally adds to, let's say, the new captains, because again, this year you were having, as far as new captains, you had Hardik, not a new captain, but Hardik leading MI. Then, of course, you had Shubman Gill at the Gujarat Titans, also a new captain. Pat Cummins at SRH, also a new captain. So you had a fair few new captains this time around in that regard. But I don't think anyone saw this coming. Ruturaj Gaikwad, now the captain of the Chennai Super Kings, and that's the breaking news update for those of y'all who are just joining us. So Ruturaj Gaikwad has in fact been named the skipper of, let's say, the Chennai Super Kings. So big update in that regard, and it came from out of nowhere. Remember, CSK have not actually broken this news for us first. It was the IPL's official handle that put it out there. They put out a couple of pictures with him posing alongside Shubman Gill as well as Jitesh Sharma. So you do have really that confirmation, that update from them. And then after that, when you were looking at the picture which they put out with all captains, over there you could see that Ruturaj was there, and the only one who was name checked specifically over there was the Punjab Kings vice captain Jitesh Sharma, because it was mentioned very clearly, presenting the 9 captains with PBKs being represented by vice captain Jitesh Sharma. That means Jitesh, not quite yet the captain of Punjab Kings. Of course, that's that's going to be Shikhar Dhawan. But Ruturaj Gaikwad now is officially the skipper of the Chennai Super Kings. I'll take a few of your comments because they do seem to be, let's say, a few people talking about this. There's Arvind Avati who says, is this a wise decision? I mean, look, you had to make the call at some point. You had to start succession planning. And what better time to do it in than, now? Because again, no time like the present. Dhoni goes out on an absolute high of having led them to a record 5th IPL title. And now he's given the keys of the kingdom to Gaikwad, said, listen, it's yours. Let's see what it is you can do. Wise decision. I mean, let's see how it works out, because again, none of us can call it. I personally think it's the best decision they could have made, because again, how many other leader options do they really have? They're not going to go back to the Jadeja. Well, that much is pretty certain at this point. However, as King D jokingly points out in a comment, Dhoni will be captain again after 2-3 matches. Yes, we all remember what happened in 2022. About half the season, Jadeja captain. After that, Dhoni took back the reins, and of course, that season beyond salvaging. Whether or not this happens this time, let's wait and watch. Shreyansh Pudipeddi says that it is in fact a very brave decision. Yes, I agree, it's a brave decision, because again, you're doing it just on the eve of the season. There's been no confirmation of it before that. It's quite possible that Ruturaj knew, but the world is getting to know now on the eve of the opening IPL game that just so happens to feature the Chennai Super Kings. A lot of people are saying that, IPL has tweeted this and not CSK, but yeah, the league is confirming it, guys, and I'm pretty sure that you can take them for their word. I don't see any reason why the IPL would have to lie about this. I mean, it's not April Fool's Day, so they're not going to be making a joke. And as for sports fan, asking the one question which I think is on a lot of people's minds, does this mean this is MS Dhoni's last season? I mean, I always said that he would play out 2024, and then once time came for the reset in 2025, where you'd be having, let's say, a mega auction, and we know that's going to be the case. That would be the time when Dhoni would call it quits. He'd see out this 3-year contract and then ride off into the sunset. Now, with him having handed over the captaincy reins, I also do think that yes, it's just further strengthening the belief that this could very well be MS Dhoni's last season in the IPL. So savor it while you can. And I mean, last year I remember when Dhoni was going to the grounds, you saw, let's say, fans going bonkers for him wherever he went. Any place the CSK traveled, it felt like it was their home game. It didn't matter who the opposition, where they were playing. Everyone was just cheering Dhoni, Dhoni, Dhoni. And of course, I think you're going to see that up, like the ante was going to be upped in that regard for this particular season. So that's the breaking news update for you guys. Loved having this discussion with you. MS Dhoni, no longer the captain of CSK. Ruturaj Gaikwad has been named the skipper of the side. That's the breaking news. Thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, if you enjoy our work, like, share, subscribe, tap that bell, leave us a comment. Also, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Don't forget to download the SportsTech app. And if you're already on the channel, well, go ahead, check out some other videos we've posted as well. And stay tuned. For now, from my side, it's goodbye.